that small town and that homey kind of community with some of the amenities that, guys like me, didn't have when we were younger, but, have today. And again, it's been a blessing to be in this community. I love this town.
Elkhart is a different place, and that's why I've always thought it's a place, if you have a dream to build something or an idea of putting something together in a business, this is the place to do it.
We had some rough times, but we have been faithful to community as they have been faithful to us. And I think I'm just going to continue for many more years to support this community in both employment and community projects. We're so thankful for community to give us the opportunity that we can pay back to the community.
I'm proud of what Elkhart does, and so he and his company and his wife were a great source of pride for me, because every mayor wants to be able to boast about his community and hates it when we get a black eye from something or another that goes on.
I really think that, when you look at Chemcrest and you look at Elkhart, they go together so well because the values of our organization are very aligned with the values of this community. And it's, about making the community a better place. It's about making people a better place. It's focusing on things like kids and education and downtown development and economic development.
The environment right now for startup businesses is so strong and so supportive by so many different entities in Elkhart County. It's because people like Satish made it work, and that kind of initiative and that kind of ambition attracts other types of people who want to come to Elkhart County.
This community is a community of giving. It's just, it's a special place. It's like none other. Most every successful business person in this community is doing something to donate and to provide, financial resources, time, passion, energy, vision to help make the community a better place.
It was accident. I didn't plan to be here when I came, and it worked out very good. And I think it's one of the best community that all people who wants to settle here in a business or whatever, it's the best place to be, Elkhart. It's a big heart, Elkhart with a heart.
One of the greatest successes a person can have is to see their children grow and prosper. Satish's son, Amish, from his first marriage, accepted his father's invitation to join the company and proved to be an apt student of his father's tutelage.
He graduated from IU, and he didn't know anything about anything. He's college graduates and all that. I say, Amish, I took to one of our salesmen apartment here, I said, you work for me, I could set up all this for you, So he started packing, and, I said, boss's son, if you're gonna go too fast, they're gonna not respect you. You're just gonna have to earn the respect. So Amish worked in a factory and all that.
He always listened to his father, and he will help him out. He joined with his father's business, and he learned from his daddy. And his daddy is surprised that he's doing better. He's doing better and better. So slowly he handed over his business to him, and he finally doing still good and grown up nicely.
Growing up with my dad was quite an adventure, and a lot of it had to do with, he was a very focused and determined businessman. And so I just remember a lot of my childhood was kind of growing up in a boardroom. And I would either be on a plane. As an 8-year-old child, I got the luxury of being able to travel a lot with my dad. And so I just constantly remember he'd be in a meeting and I'd be like this kid sitting in the corner, playing a video game or reading a book. But it was interesting because I had a lot of, I got to witness just a lot of interaction, like business interaction. And so it was a really cool experience looking back.
When Amish started at Acropac, he performed a variety of services. IU graduate, of course, and I can't remember exactly how it came about, but Satish, in other words, wanted him to get involved with the distribution, which was the Chemcrest. Chemcrest was a situation that was a customer of Acropack, and they couldn't pay their bill. So what happened is Satish took over the business. In other words, we just absorbed it, and so now he had a distribution business in addition to a manufacturing business.
Satish came to me one day and he said, I have my son Amish that's finished at IU, and you will actually be his first employer. So my claim to fame at ChemCrest was that I actually hired Amish, which has turned out to be nothing but a fantastic move.
And Amish took it over and has done one whale of a job with that business. And he has grown it, he has developed it.
Amish has a tremendous desire to be successful, and they are very fortunate that they have the intellect and the ambition and the powers to get the right dollars to put together, you know, to make a success.
Amish, I think, learned from his dad that there is a responsibility when you earn a living in a community. That responsibility is not just to the people that work for you, but the people who are buying your product, who are seeing you on a day-to-day basis. He takes that commitment very, very seriously.
He has so much community interest. It just boggles me in a nice way. My wife's so excited to see our son, you know, supporting all this activity, because that's her heart, is about community and helping people. You know.
He and Deborah were really big in setting goals. And so every year we got to do what we called a goal poster. So we'd go through magazines and like choose pictures that really articulated what our vision was for the year. But every single year we had to make sure that our goals and objectives and priorities were documented. We'd have family meetings and we would talk about, you know, how we're doing to track all of this. And this was, again, as a kid, as, you know, 10, 11, 12-year-old kid.
Amish has taken the program to greater heights that I would never have imagined. He's been able to develop a business relationship with Fiat Chrysler, Toyota, Ford. Amish has figured it out, and he's done really well with it.
With his father's teaching, support, drive, Amish has picked up the ball and run pretty far. He's now the president and co-owner of the ChemCrest, which is only a few blocks away from the Acropack site on Middlebury. And they recently added, I think it's 400,000 square foot addition. They employ 150 to 200 full-time employees, and the legacy continues, the Shah legacy.
And he really makes me smile and makes me very proud to have known him when he was a little guy, and now that he's an incredible man with a great family. I'm very proud of him, and I know they are too.
It's been more than 50 years since Satish Shah and Chuck Reed founded Acropack. In that time, they managed to create the largest privately owned packaging company in the United States. But more important was the impact that Satish had on the area and the people he came into contact with. He and Deborah have made Elkhart and the surrounding community a better place. By achieving the American dream, Satish Shah helped others achieve theirs.
You're not doing things to brag about. You're doing things because that's the right thing to do in life. And that's only one principle I follow. That's the right thing to do, you know, and support that. And sort of me, and that's not the way. I grew up that way, you know, we grew up very humble. And I hope I stay for the rest of my life that way. You know. Serving is more important than be served.
That struggle and that challenge and all of those difficult times that journey was to get to that point of success. And I think he really does carry that experience with him, is he's respectful of that business journey he's been on, and he also realizes that it wasn't him, it was this group of people that he always had around him. It was great leaders, it was great, you know, all the way from people on the assembly line. It wasn't unlike my dad to be on the floor. He loved to be on the floor. He didn't like to sit in his office, and he knew everybody within his plant. He'd shake hands, he'd be on the line making sure that it's running well, because he valued the contribution that everybody made within the organization. And I think that's, you know, he wouldn't call it humility because he just that's just him. That's the way he operates.
Satish are good examples of that determination to not only sink their roots here, but leave them here and invest here. And that was one of the things that I appreciate about Deborah and Satish, because while he was running the business, Deborah was more than just a stay-at-home mom or a helper or a counselor to her husband. She plugged herself in an active way to help the community and became one of my advisors.
Legend is a big word, but legend, I think, reflects the seriousness of what someone has done to change a community. And when somebody has come in either as a new resident or has grown up as a lifelong resident and actually made positive change in a community, they become a legend. And certainly there's no one that I can think of who deserves to be called a legend any more than Deborah and Satish Shah.
I'm just amazed at the things that he has accomplished, and more importantly, the people that he has associated with. And I'm talking, on the local level as well as his business acquaintances. I mean, he dealt with, he could deal with anyone from a business standpoint. I don't care if it was Lever Brothers, I don't care if it was some other competitor or what have you. He was well liked in the industry, and he was very, very intense but compassionate person.
Well, in my mind, he possesses many of the leadership skills visionaries have to have in my mind. I mean, his courage, his people skills, his commitment to the community and to his employee base. I look at what he created, from a garage to employing 1,200 people, multiple building sites in Elkhart. Acropac, under Satish, was the 4th largest employer in Elkhart County. I think from a poor kid from Bombay, India, I think that's an accomplishment.
Coming here to build something that had that big of an impact on our community, it was the largest privately owned contract packaging company in the United States. Filling product for companies like Procter & Gamble and American Home Foods and Colgate. And I mean, these are big, iconic brands. And these products originated here in Elkhart, Indiana.
His dream was that he wanted to start a company, and he did. He had financial backers that supported him. A young man with a degree and a great idea, and had a lot of desire to be successful.
What can you say about a guy that come from humble beginnings in India, moves to the United States, learns English language, starts a business, develops a business with all the bumps and actions have happened over 40 years, the determination, the stalwartness of the individual are just incredible.
I'll be at the gas station and run into people that have worked for him 20 years ago, and they still, how's your dad? Oh, I miss him. I love that guy. And so really when you look at, what makes a legend, what makes somebody have that lasting impression, I think it's all of those. It's being able to think about somebody and immediately you smile. You look back and you're like, gosh, that guy always made me smile. He always made me feel good. So I think that's probably, when I think about it, that's the impact that I think he's made.
He got the good quality as a legend because he is a very, very kind and very loving person, and he likes to help people. And whenever you need anything, anytime, he will be there with you. And he is a really great person. I am proud for my brother. He is a great man, great family member, and he is a great for America too.
I didn't have any other example to learn from, so I had to set my own situation in my own way, basically. I wish I had my father successful and I would have learned from him, but I left India when I was 18 years old, so I didn't have opportunity. I had to make my own steps in life, and some were good, some weren't so good, but that's what it is.
Satish started it for a lot of us, and the legacy, the saga continues.
Legends of Michiana, Satish Shah, is underwritten by Arthur J. Decio. Art would like to congratulate Satish on this honor and thank him for all that he does for the citizens of Elkhart County. Chemcrest is proud to be an example of Satish Shah's lasting impact in Michiana. Welch Packaging Group, making a difference. Carlton Incorporated. Pat and Sue Raskowski are pleased to support WNIT and this documentary honoring Satish Shah, a difference maker to our community. The Community Foundation of Elkhart County salutes Satish Shah for the impact he's made in our community. Interlogic Outsourcing Incorporated, featuring IOI Pay, your local payroll and HR company servicing all your employer needs since 1987. Mel Hall is proud to support this inspiring program and economic opportunity for everyone in Elkhart County. Spartan Chemical. At Spartan Chemical, we make clean simple. Our success is the result of both wonderful employees and great friends like Satish. TCU Insurance Agency. Gold Eagle Company. And by Thank you.